fight fans of the Pugilist Place. I'm Lawrence Mejia. My guest today is undefeated, rising featherweight prospect Nathan Rodriguez, who will be making his U.S. debut and headlining the MarvNation Boxfest 7 card this Saturday in his hometown of Pico Rivera, California. Nathan, thank you for sitting down with us. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for having me. I want to thank you for taking your time to be able to give me this interview.
Absolutely. It's good. It's always good to talk with you. We're happy that you're here. We're excited for you and your big fight coming up this weekend. This isn't your first pro fight. You have 8 of those under your belt, but this is your first fight in front of your friends and family on American soil. My first question to you is, how did you specifically prepare in training camp for your US debut on Saturday?
Just the same as every other fight. Every time I train and get ready for a fight, I always give it my all, 100%. This camp we're running in the mountains. Like I said, I always train the same, but we've been running in the mountains. I had actually a new training coach, Coach Gloria Sanchez, Andy, and Mark. This will be my third fight with them, and I've been feeling great. I've been in the ring. I've been looking good and feeling a difference with them. So I'm very excited for this fight.
When you guys run up in the mountains, is it Mount Baldy?
I believe it was Mount Wilson that
Uh,
we're running. Mount Wilson, yeah, a different mountain this time.
okay. All
Yeah,
right. Getting that elevation training.
exactly.
As I mentioned earlier, this isn't your first rodeo. At just 18 years old, you're closing in on the 10 fight mark. Oftentimes, fighters talk about how crazy it is to fight outside of the country in places like Tijuana. What was it like to start your career in places like Mexico and Costa Rica?
Well, it was awesome, honestly, to be able to travel to another country and, also to fight out there, build a fan base out there. In Costa Rica, I fought many times. They showed me plenty of love out there. The people out there are super amazing. The atmosphere was amazing, and I would definitely love to continue to fight out there.
And tell our fans, why was it that you started your career outside of the country?
We had met someone that does actually promotions out there in Costa Rica. So we went out there and that's where I ended up doing my pro debut.
And it's because also that you were under 18, and I want to wish you happy birthday. You just turned 18 years
Thank you.
old.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday. And so you started at age 16, I believe, fighting
Mhm.
professionally. And now that you're of legal age in the state of California to box professionally, that is why you'll be making your homecoming debut, or one of the
Correct.
reasons why. Um, for many fighters, headlining an event is something that comes later in their careers. But you, as we mentioned, at 18 years old, will be headlining this MarvNation event. What are some of the nerves that you are experiencing in the lead up to this event? And how do you think you will respond when everybody is in their seat and all of the crowd's eyeballs are on you as the featured event?
Well, no nerves at all. I always like to prepare myself mentally and just, focus on the fight. And to have all my family and friends there, like you said, chanting in their seats and stuff like that, I believe is going to be a bigger motivation for me and it's going to push me more, to come out with the victory in that ring.
And as I noted above, you will be headlining this MarvNation card, and
Yeah.
which is your father, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. Which your father, Marvin Rodriguez, is the founder and CEO of. There are a lot of young fighters who are, begging for a promoter to back them. And so my question to you is, what is it like to have the full force of the MarvNation machine behind you as you're moving up in the ranks?
Well, it's awesome. I'm definitely blessed. Like you said, I'm fighting with my father, Marv Nation, and in only 2 years, I have been able to get in 8 fights, which I believe is a good amount of fights, for 2 years. So I just want to thank Marv Nation, for backing me up and for believing in me, and for allowing me to be the main event for this fight in my hometown, which is going to be pretty big, and it's definitely a big blessing, and I'm looking forward to it.
You come from a fighting family. Your brother Angel is a rising lightweight prospect. What influence has he had on you as a boxer?
A lot, actually, my brother is the one who started boxing first. I started boxing, just to try it out because I always like to try new sports. And my brother, like I said, he started first, and I liked it, and little by little, I started to do amateur fights here and there and sparring, and I just fell in love with it. And just to have my brother in the same sport and to train together, is definitely a big motivation. Since he's my big brother, I'm always learning from him and taking things from him, and fixing them up and trying to be a better version.
Are you guys competitive with each other? Like, are you guys constantly like seeing who could be the fastest runner or things like that?
At times we do, yeah. We like to challenge each other. Like I said, we push each other like that. That motivates us and that helps us. So we do like to mess around a lot, or a lot like that, and push each other.
So, as you mentioned, you kind of one of the reasons why you got into the sport was by watching your brother. So you go, you take on, you put on the gloves, it's one thing to hit the heavy bag, it's one thing to hit the mitts, but when you're actually in there sparring and you get hit for the first time, what was your reaction?
Well, honestly, when I got in the ring, I believe it was probably about my first or second week when I barely started boxing, and they put me in the ring. Just the adrenaline rush, and I just got excited. And after that, like I just fell in love with the feeling of it, and I continued to train and train, and yeah, I ended up falling in love with it.
So you got that burst of adrenaline and that motivated
I
you.
fell in love with it. Yeah, exactly.
You have an impressive 75% KO at this point in your career. Is that the type of fighter you're trying to become as you move forward, a KO artist?
I like to describe my style more as a slick fighter. I like to hit and try to move. I don't like to take a lot of damage. But the KOs do come. I don't look for it every time I go in the ring. I try to box them out, and take my time. I only did 10 amateur fights, so every fight I try to get in as many rounds as I can, but also doing it safely because I didn't have, a big amateur background. So I'm learning on the job. But like I said, the KOs, I don't look for them, but they end up, coming.
Right, right. If they show up, you take them. And you
Yeah.
mentioned you at least try to be slick in there. Who are some of the pro fighters that you are inspired by and you enjoy watching?
One of my main ones for sure, a prospect, or not a prospect. He's already, a champion, but I love to watch Shakur Stevenson. His style, just how his distance. He likes to keep his distance, keep moving, and he's picking his shots, and that's how I want my style to be, and I try to learn from him.
And if I'm not mistaken, Angel actually sparred with him.
Yeah, my brother did.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, a great talent. Shakur Stevenson is. This fight will be an 8 rounder? Is this your first 8 round fight?
I believe this will be my third 8 round fight.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So this is old hat for you. This is going to be your homecoming, and because it is your homecoming in Pico Rivera, my question to you is, what has Pico Rivera meant to you as a young man growing up in that city?
Well, since I was young, I played baseball in Pico Rivera always, and the people of Pico Rivera have always been very supportive. They always back you up to the fullest. And now that they see, I'm on this next chapter of my life, which is boxing, they truly support me a lot, and a lot of the people, the city are gonna come out that night and support me, and it truly means a lot, that I have my city backing me up.
Right. I mean, not it's not very often that professional fighters get that opportunity to put on in front of their home crowd and the people that they grew up with and that have supported them since day one. So that's a very,
Yeah.
very cool experience you're about to engage in. So your opponent is the grizzled veteran Moises Chucky Flores. He's been in the ring with former world champions such as Guillermo Rigondeaux, Danny Roman, and Brandon Figueroa. And my question to you is, why is he the right opponent for you at this stage of your young career? And what are your general thoughts of him as a fighter?
Well, like you said, he's been in the ring with many champions. He actually was a world champion himself, I believe the WBA world champion. And I know he's very experienced. And me, I like to take fights like this that are gonna allow me to grow and to move on to that next level. Because like I said, in the amateurs, I really didn't have many fights, so I'm learning as I'm going. And also, since I'm fighting in front of my hometown, I want it to be a great fight that everyone can enjoy that night and they can remember that night for sure.
Right. And it's revealing your ambition quite a bit by, you could easily fight a bunch of fighters who, for the next 5, 10 fights who maybe aren't as accomplished or have been in with that level of competition. So it really reveals your ambition and drive. Last question, Nathan. What kind of a show can fans expect for you to put on in your homecoming/US debut on Saturday night?
I don't like to do too much talking, I like to just allow my work to display out in the ring. But I can just guarantee that it's gonna be a great fight. Like I said, he's an experienced fighter. He's a veteran, and I'm a young kid myself coming up. So I believe it's gonna be a very good fight, and I believe the people are gonna enjoy it for sure and remember this night.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for doing this. Where can fight fans follow you on social media?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at El Morenito Boxing, or if you guys want to watch some of my fights, you can subscribe to the MarvNation YouTube channel, and all my fights are also on there.
And is that where is it gonna stream on the MarvNation YouTube channel, or is it gonna be on
No, it will be
pay-per-view?
on Fight TV. It will be on streamed on Fight TV. Yeah.
All right, so make sure if you can't show up there in Pico Rivera, make sure to order it on Fight TV. The MarvNation cards are always action-packed and worth your money. Best of luck to you on Saturday, Nathan. We look forward to seeing you do your thing inside the ring.
Thank you. Thank you.
Homecoming. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone for all the support and all my sponsors, everyone who's been backing me up, and for all the love. It truly means a lot, and I can't wait to show out August 27th. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nathan.